right, have and have not fans. This is my kind of a follow up, and I don't do these often. Usually, the formula of the channel is I do an episode review, I do a trailer breakdown, then I do breakaway videos where I do theories and discussions about various parts of an episode. If the episode has enough going on for me to talk about, where it's like, okay, I've touched upon this in my episode review and trailer breakdown, but I want to do a full-on video talking about what might happen because of X, Y, and Z, whatever happened in whatever episode. But in some cases, if an episode is really good, and I mean really good, and I give it like a high score, I might do a follow-up video about everything that was awesome. Or in this situation, if an episode was bad, and I mean really, really bad, I will do a follow-up video talking about how it was just like one of the worst to ever watch. And I think Dessert left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. I think only like one person actually responded to the comment section of the episode review saying, I disagree with you. I agree. I think the episode was great, 10 out of 10. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even if they're wrong. But this is kind of answering the question of, how do I rank these videos, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like the worst, 10 being the best. And I honestly do not keep track of these scores. I don't. I grade the episode depending on, after I watch the episode, taking my notes, got the screenshot. So I've had time to let the video sit or the episode sit. And my scores are pretty much, based on that. And sometimes at the beginning of a video, I will literally say, I honestly don't know what to grade the video. And by talking about it out loud during the review, some things I like, what, maybe this was a good part or it was a bad part. And that kind of, dictates the score. Sometimes I will say a score at the beginning of a video, but then change it by the end. But with Dessert, 5.5 out of 10. Honestly, should have been lower, but 5.5. There were only a couple of things about the episode that were actually decent. I won't even say great. But I just feel like this episode just didn't have a lot of substance in it. I mean, when I say setup episode, because some people were saying, well, yeah, this episode was just setting up things, Jeremy. It wasn't that bad. Well, there have been episodes that are set up, and like I said, in regards to my scoring, I do sometimes mention in the video, you know what, this episode, I get it, it was set up for what's to come, but at the same time, that doesn't really affect the score that bad. The score is really a measurement of the rewatchability factor, where there are certain things in the episode that really made me want to rewind those parts and things like that, because I know I caught a lot of heat for when I said the episode 15 minutes wasn't that good. That was the episode before Out of Time, where ironically enough, the last 15 minutes of the episode was Candace going over to Hannah's house and those two making amends. And then I caught a lot of heat for, man, how could you say that was a bad episode, man? Because that was one of the heartfelt moments in the entire series. I'm not going to give an episode an out of this world score because of one scene. Like, the entire episode will be trash, and I'm not going to give an episode a 10 out of 10 just because the last 5 or 10 minutes were good, while the other 25 to 30 plus minutes were bad. That's not how I score things. The score is encompassing the entire episode, not the preview, because if I encompass the previews, every episode would have a great score, because Dessert, great preview, crappy episode. Man, but I've already done a separate Justin Jeffrey video. It's just watching that is just stupid. Like I've said before, I try not to let that stuff affect the score, because ironically enough, in the past several episodes, whenever there's been Justin Jeffrey stuff, they've only been on screen a couple minutes. But in this episode, they were on screen for over 10 minutes. Over a quarter of the episode was spent with these morons, and that was just no. That was horrible. It was a waste of time, and that's one reason the episode plummeted. On top of that, the rest of the scenes, and I mentioned this in the episode review, there was a lot of, stale moments where it was dry. There was nothing that really gave the episode a big up. The only big takeaways, like Broderick trying to run his game on Catherine, Veronica still enacting her plan with Jeffrey so long as RK does what she says, but either way, he's still going to owe her for the jewelry. Wyatt saying about he has a surprise for his parents, which is hinting at the gun. I mean, to be completely honest, and I'm not saying I dislike Hannah, but I didn't really see a need for Hannah to come downstairs, like all she did was just reinforce the fact that in the morning all the money's going back to the criers. There was really no reason for her to come downstairs. But I mean, she was in that one scene when Benny went to her room, but that was it. Um, yeah, there really wasn't a lot of substance in the episode. Nah. I mean, Charles and Candace, that was a good scene, but like I said, it wasn't a lot going for it that made me pumped up. It's like, yeah, the rest of the episode is going to be great. Nah. Cute scene for what it was, but again, not something that really made me jump for joy in terms of great, this episode is finally turning around. No, I didn't have any of that. But I feel like, once again, just a regurgitated dialogue that really brought it down, because how long can we go with the dad, he needs my help, or man, how come your dad doesn't like me? And yo, you had a fucking gun pointed at his head, Justin. Man, get over it. But moving on to like the back half of the video, because I really don't want to talk about this episode anymore. I really don't. Maybe if I do a live stream, I might talk about it with you all. But yeah, I feel like this is a scary time for bad writing, because we just saw a couple days ago Empire Star. Somebody told me Power might be getting canceled as well, but yeah, at least Empire does get one more season. But this is not the time for lacking in black entertainment in terms of TV shows. Like, I know it is a bit much to say that this one episode is dangerous for the future of the haves and the have-nots, but I just feel like, I know it's only the second episode of the season. I know season 6, episode 2, but other sources say it's like, yo, man, this was season 5, episode 40 something. I'm just saying, I don't know. TV God has been switching back and forth. It has. But, one could make the argument that, yeah, the show is wrapping up after season 7, not 6, season 7. So maybe Tyler Perry's, just trying to cross the finish line and doesn't really care about the storytelling. That makes sense. But, I feel like, once again, if the show is going to continue down this, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to be too harsh, because this was only one episode. But at the same time, it was so bad that it stands out. Like, I forgot what episode of If Loving You Is Wrong I gave a low score to. I don't believe I gave a 5.5. I think I gave it like a 6 or a 7. It was either Randall Stage or it was either the one before or after that. And I said that episode was bad. Like, I don't think Brad or Marcy were in it at all or something other. But I forgot the episode, but I know it was like a stale episode. But this episode of The Has was just worse, because I don't know. But let's just hope this isn't a sign of things to come, where each preview looks amazing, but then the episodes are just dry. Like, literally, did we really have to start the episode where we left off? That is common, but I'm sorry. Did we really have to end the episode of Wicked Web with a gun to David's forehead? Great scene, but then why do we need to replicate that at the end of this episode with Justin and Jeffrey? I don't know about you, but I'm not here for it. I don't know who is, but like I've recorded 6 videos before this one. Maybe I'm a bit agitated, tired out. I don't know what it is, but I feel like this episode was just not good at all. There was like a couple things setting up what's to come, but really it's just the same repetitive dialogue. I know that has not been an uncommon factor of the Haves, but it's not something that I really point out. A lot of people do that for me in the comments and on Twitter and whatnot. But when I say it, that's when it's like so noticeable that I can't ignore it, because there wasn't anything really going in the episode to keep me intrigued about what's to come. Nothing against Catherine, but like Jim was saying, you don't care about going to jail. All right, Catherine, when the jailer, closes the cell, clink, clink, and then you're locked in there. Let's see if you keep that same energy. Maybe that's why she's getting so buzzed now, because she knows she's going to jail. And when she's behind bars, she won't get a sip or a pill or anything. So maybe that's the reason. But for Jim, even though I'm not a big fan of the character, after recent events, I have to say, if he gets locked behind bars, then, at least with him, I can say, well, at least he tried everything he could in order to avoid this scenario from happening. Well, at least, George, putting him behind bars, because everyone else is really not focusing on it at all. So I don't know if the plot's going to demand it when George is all of a sudden, no, no, we're going to jail. We got to stop this. I'm like, well, where were you like the past 20 episodes when Jim was trying to rally the troops and everybody was off doing their own thing? Why are you going to try to be proactive now? But I digress. So with that being said, that was just kind of an off the cuff rant about why Dessert was just such a bad episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like I said, I hope this isn't a precursor or foreshadowing of the rest of the season being this bad, because like I said, A Wicked Web was a decent start to the season. It wasn't terrible. I thought it was a good episode. I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10 or something. I said, you know, it was a season premiere. I'm not really harsh on those episodes because that episode kind of opens the gate of what's to come. But if episode 2 is an indication of what we have to look forward to, I don't know how excited I am to go, moving forward. But like I said, let's just wait, see what happens. Hopefully scenes won't be stretched out longer than they have to be, because I mean there were some characters in the show that didn't even appear for obvious reasons. Like, I knew we weren't going to see Derek or anything, but at the same time we'll just have to move forward and see what happens. But let me know your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.